Not to toot my own horn, but when I was young, I don't remember ever getting like bratty about stuff that I wanted with my parents. Can't
I did.
recall ever throwing a fit because I didn't get something that I wanted or whatever.
Yeah. I did, and I think that a lot of kids do
Mm-hmm.
because I can't remember every time that I did it. What I was thinking at the time, but plenty of the times when I acted out, I remember in my head that I knew I was being a little shit, but I thought I could get away with it,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't. My dad had an extremely effective method, which was anytime that my parents would actually take my sister or myself or both of us shopping. He went specifically. Both of my parents would go, and the reason he did that is because he's like, well, we have to go shopping. We need to get this, but we don't need to have the kids here. So we're just trying to see, if this is something that they can handle. If they throw a tantrum or they decide to misbehave, then one of us, usually my dad, because he would yell at us the whole time, and he was scarier, so it would work better, would take the kids back to the car, and, he would just yell at us until the shopping was done. My mom would finish shopping. They'd load up the car, and then as we'd go home, he'd just yell at us some more. So it was all like, if you throw a tantrum, then you're done, and you just immediately, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think back now, as I'd gotten older and, grown and developed manners and all sorts of other things, I'm all like, yeah, I would have done the same thing, and I wish that I had the control over my faculties at the time, because I regret having acted like that.
Right.
Not because I got punished, but because I was taught the difference between right and wrong. And as I got older, like just like the comment says, like he could have taken that to his grave like any normal person would have.
Yeah. And he's trying to turn it into like some kind of lesson for parents to like enable their children.
Right.
Anyway,
But all that does is,
session's live, by the way.
yeah, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But all that does is create a willful child that goes from being a child that throws temper tantrums to being an adult that throws temper tantrums.
I wonder if it's possible to spoil your child without turning them into a shithead. And I feel the answer is probably no.
Yeah, and generally, a lot of people feel that same way. That you can't spoil your own kid, but you can spoil somebody else's.
Mm-hmm.
So grandparents typically fit the bill of spoiler, or aunts and uncles if you're close with your nephews and nieces. Because you can't spoil your own kids, otherwise you undermine your own authority and your ability to
Like if
raise them into actual human beings.
Yeah, if you're wealthy and you have a kid, I wonder how you manage that. Like you're in the position to get them everything that they want at all times, and they'll always have the best of everything. How do you make that work?
Well, it's extremely difficult because how many rich people end up becoming complete shitheads? That's why Donald Trump is so completely amazing, is even his detractors, even his, most ardent enemies can still acknowledge and admit, he's got great kids. He did an excellent job of raising them. Star, please do not redeem. Are you a prostitute? That's good. So yeah, considering he's a gazillionaire, like he was a billionaire before he ever had a kid, and that's damn impressive. So I'm sitting there like, I don't know how he did it, man. I would love to take parenting tips from Donald Trump. What a fucking guy.
Right. Well, right. I
Okay.
mean, anyone who shops at the Dollar Tree is probably not in a good position to actually be able to spoil their kid. So I guess they just make up for it by letting the kids do whatever they want while they're in Dollar Tree. Like that's their, you know.
Right.
All right. Feel free to
Can you
pick
let
the
me
joke.
know? Yeah. Can you let me know what your current max job range is?
Yes, I think so. I think it's 1600. Yes, 1600.
Okay, perfect.
I told you to buy the figure. I like how initially he's mad that the figure was rare because they didn't make enough, and then later in the story he was mad that there were so many of them, it was too easy to get them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got to be one or the other, dude.
For real. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to decide on the job to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Tyler, Texas to Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to deliver some fruits. It is a 1,100-mile drive, $31,000.
Can we turn these fruits into vegetables with one simple trick?
Man, I miss that version of Mike Pence. Why couldn't that have been the reality?
I mean, he's still like that. It's just, the other stuff that didn't pan out the way we were hoping for. All right. So we are almost definitely going to have to get fuel at some point, I think.
Yes, that's correct.
Let's see here.
Yeah. The funny thing when you think about it is that no matter what kind of person Mike Pence would have been,
Mm-hmm.
he would have ended up being exactly what we needed. Because there's either the reality that we got, which is that Mike Pence was actually a cuck the whole time. In which case we got exactly what we wanted because, Trump would go on to win again a couple weeks ago. So somebody besides Trump ended up being the one who had to eat all the negative bullshit. And, every other kind of thing that manifested from there. So that ended up good. Or we would have had the alternate reality where Mike Pence knew that the 2020 election was rigged and refused to certify, in which case he would have been the guy who actually had a pair that, the future would have been
Red
in
light
good
coming up here.
hands.
Red light coming up. The thing is, if Trump won in 2020, he would have had a 50-50 Senate and would not have had the House. So
Yeah.
This is a much better timeline, objectively speaking, no matter what. Man, these traffic lights take as long as they do in real life. Like in real time, not in game time.
Yeah, for real. In
Oh.
game time, we've already been sitting here for 10 minutes.
Hmm. Yeah, this is when most people would realize there's something wrong with the traffic light and like turn around. Eventually, when we get our own truck, is there like a truck that can get up to 100 miles an hour in this game? Is there like that kind of upgrade stuff, or is it trying to keep things realistic?
Well, even the trucks that we're driving right now, if we weren't hauling a trailer, we could easily,
Right.
get up to 100 miles an hour in these things.
Hmm.
But that's the problem, is that you're hauling a trailer. Because if you, for instance, had the bigger, stronger axles that can carry, the heavy machinery and a really big uh, hauls and stuff like that.
Hmm.
If you were hauling a trailer that was actually really, really small, well, it's not going to magically be like, oh, look, now I can get 18 bajillion horsepower. I'm so fast. No, it's more like holy fucking shit.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a double decker or double stacker or whatever. Hold on. This is bad. This is bad.
Yeah. I was like, what? Oh man, I didn't expect you to do that. That was hilarious.
Oh man. Oh, this is bad. Hold on. Hold on. I need to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do here.
Yeah, that's fine. Or please do not redeem traffic.
Somehow I haven't damaged or got my car or gotten a fine yet. I don't know how. Seems very unrealistic, but I'm not unhappy about it. Okay.
I have some good news.
Okay.
It looks like they gave us sleeper cabs for these trucks.
Oh. Nice.
'Cause that's another thing, is that
All right, here we go.
and because you were talking about, I'm sure that we'll have to get gas, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have to get gas too. But the thing I'm really thinking about is we're gonna have to do the rest stop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, train coming. Train coming.
All right.
Wait a minute. No, that's not a train. That's just a stoplight. Okay, it's just telling me it's a red light. Okay.
I'm going for the comfy immersion of doing it in the first-person driver's seat view.
Me too. That's why I almost crashed a second ago. I wasn't doing cockpit because I needed to see the stoplight. And I think I need to do that again, actually, because from this camera angle... Yeah. All right. I'll just switch back as soon as it goes green. Right, guy. Pence was a better running mate than Vance, but Vance is going to be a better vice president than Pence.
Yes. Another immersion thing that can help is that just going by the number keys to change the camera angle. By default, 6.
Mm-hmm.
That camera angle is like right in front of your hood, so it's essentially a first-person view if you were the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be very interesting too.
Dude, whoever's driving that bus is a dumbass.
Yes, I agree. I just ran him off the road.
But I'm saving all my money for a WMD. We're hauling a lot of fruits. Ah, way station.
Fuck me. The message for that way station caused a huge lag spike. I spun all around the road. I fucking bounced off of the lane divider.
You okay?
Yeah. But I got 5% truck damage, 2% trailer damage now.
Oh, you're not doing the way inspection?
They told me I could bypass it.
Okay. So it must just be completely random, right? That's the only thing I can make of
Yes.
this.
Yeah. Some drivers can do it, some don't. Because it's like I was saying yesterday about making sure that people aren't smuggling things.
Right.
You know, is that, if under certain circumstances, you will be inspected at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of the time it's kind of like when you're at the airline and it's just a random stop and frisk kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Are you a prostitute? My mistake was yelling at you.
Are you
Winnebago.
a homosexual?
You said we're driving to Arizona, right?
Yes. Specifically, Phoenix.
Is New York's not in the game yet, right?
That's correct. Like I was saying last night, the furthest east state is Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, Arkansas, but then they have Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and then Wyoming, Montana is essentially the borders. They don't have the Dakotas in the game yet. And any part of the Rust Belt or Midwest in general is not there. So it's pretty interesting because people long suspected them to put, the Midwest in before they did the South. The historic Route 66, and especially because it's the Rust Belt, people are thinking, well, yeah, that's a really common trucking thing, industrial goods and blah blah blah. But they were like, nah, we just really wanted to do Texas first. So then, once they got Texas in the game, because it's the largest of the continental United States, they were like, okay, so now we're sort of just gonna continue expanding through the South. And a lot of people are like, so are they gonna do the Dakotas last? Like, they're gonna do the South and then hit the East Coast, so then you could do a West Coast to East Coast run, but you'd have to start from like California or Washington State, and then go to Florida, basically.
Hmm.
So then go up the eastern seaboard, and then after they get through New England, come back down into the Rust Belt, finish out the Midwest, and then like Dakota's the last state. Which disappoints me because I'm like, man, I really wish the Dakotas were in the game, because one of the things that they pride themselves on is putting in famous landmarks.
Hmm.
Like I was talking about the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore last night. But a lot of the achievements for this game are about visiting different landmarks. Because of course they're not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, hey, thank you for visiting Dallas, Texas. You were able to successfully visit Strickland Propane and meet Hank Hill." Like, no. It's not going to be like, "Oh, look, you found the street vendor guy who sells the only clean Indian food in the country." Instead, it's the typical stuff. So, if the Dakotas were in there, of course they would have Mount Rushmore. But I'm sitting there really, really excited because I'm all like, because of what's actually in the Dakotas that people would be interested about, and the fact that they like having famous landmarks and stuff in there. I'm wondering, would they, if they put the Dakotas in the game, include the historic Old West city of Deadwood? That sure would be fun to drive to.
How many miles away are you from the goal?
980.
All right, I'm only like 10 miles behind you then, but I'm in a little bit of a traffic jam.
That's a surprise because I am. Yeah, it's completely clear up here. There's only two other cars on the road besides me.
Yeah, I got a cement truck over there. I got two other 18-wheelers there.
Fair
These
enough.
guys are being assholes.
Man, I know the feeling. How pissed you would be if you got stuck in a traffic jam at 1 a.m. That's the whole appeal to being out there at 1 a.m. That you don't have the traffic jams.
All right, it's starting to open up again. I should be able to build speed.
Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Man, these 18-wheelers. This isn't even an 18-wheeler, right? This is more than 18 wheels because I have 2 trailers, right?
Uh, I believe so, but in
Yeah.
order to check, I would have to pull over.
But yeah, this thing takes forever to build up speed. Wonder if it's even possible to have like a family when you're a 18-wheeler driver like this. Wonder if you just kind of have to accept that this is your life. I guess it's not too different from people who are always on business meetings,
Yeah.
traveling on business.
Yeah. If you do long haul stuff, it's really hard. Because long haul truckers would be on the road for like 24 or more days a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just have a tiny amount of time where you can be with your family. It'd be like, imagine if you had to commute to a job,
Mm-hmm.
so then that 5 days in a week you lived in that city while you were there, and then you'd come home for the weekend kind of a deal. But there are lots of CDL trucking jobs where, you're just more close by, especially nowadays with Amazon. Uh, we got plenty of guys who, they live in the area, and the only thing that they do is they go from distribution center to distribution center, and that's all they do all day long, because Amazon owns their own trucks.
Mm-hmm.
So they also outsource the work plenty, but they also have their own drivers too. So there are plenty of situations where a guy'd be like I'll use Washington State as an example, where a guy's like, hey, I don't have to go too far, every day, just just delivering something from Tacoma over to Seattle. Not too much of a drive, but he just does that same drive, delivering crap from warehouse to warehouse every day. So, in that sense, even though you're still a trucker, you're much shorter distances, and as a result, you can have more of a home life. But those guys don't make as much as the guys who do, long haul stuff.
Right. Man, I just saw an exit to Albany. I guess this game does have New York in it.
Heh. Well, yeah, I mean, they put up realistic road signs. I remember before they put Oregon in the game, you could drive in Northern California, be going up the 5, and it should be taking you into Oregon, and the signs would be like, continue this way to Portland, but, obviously you couldn't.
Mm-hmm. All right. If I go past a cop, I'm getting a speeding ticket. That's for sure. I think it's bogus. Look how fucking late it is. There's barely anyone on the road. It should be Autobahn rules right now.
And, in real life, it essentially is.
Mm-hmm. My horn sounds so goddamn weak. I need a real horn.
Yeah. That's another one of the accessory things you can get as a. Because I mean, that's what I'm thinking. You're driving a big old truck. It should sound like a foghorn. Just.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta let people know you're coming and you're not slowing down.
What's your opinion overall of Melanie Mack? If you have one.
I don't think I do, because name's not ringing any bells right now.
She looks kind of like a goth chick on social media, who I guess got a lot of attention
Oh!
Mhm.
She's the broad in her 30s who says the homo word.
Yeah, and it pisses people off.
Well, she realized that that's how she farms engagement and gets the most attention, so she leans on that pretty hard. I saw a lot of my mutuals were making fun of her the other day because they're all like, "Woman, you're in your 30s, say a real slur," which was pretty funny. But my opinion of her is that, I just think about it for a while and I get sad because I'm like, it's unfortunate that women finally realize what it is that men want, but it's when the milk's gone bad. She's way past her expiration date in her mid-30s already. It's much too late for you to start a family, and only now do you realize that guys want a big titty goth girlfriend who is racist and homophobic. Only now do you see. And that was a comment that I left on her post that I got a shitload of fucking likes and views for. I was like, I wish I could find a woman who had views like this before the milk's gone bad.
Are you able to drive drunk in this game? I don't think so, Rug Guy.
Yeah, there's no ability to consume anything in this game. You could make believe that your guy is inebriated, but you don't actually imbibe anything in this game.
You could drink in real life?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, though. If you get pulled over in real life, I don't think blaming lag would actually work.
It's worth a try.
Man, that'd be pretty funny, though. And you know what? That's another reason to be happy that J.D. Vance is Trump's VP pick. We have our guy in the White House now, the first vice president, the first person to sit in the White House who actually would understand if you used lag as an excuse for why you fucked something up.
He's the first person to ever sit in the White House who was young enough to have embarrassing photos of him on Facebook as a teenager.
Exactly. He's also the first person to be in the White House who is young enough to have been able to call complete strangers the N-word. Because you see, it used to be a tradition that we would have people in the White House who called people the N-word, but they weren't strangers.
Right.
The N-word. Do you know what the N-word is? No, not that one. Oh man, that's hilarious. Because all the footage I can find of that moment, they don't show the wide-angle shot. Because that was my favorite. Watching it when that first happened. Because there were actually a number of black people in the audience right behind Trump. Mm-hmm. And when he said, the other day Putin said, the N-word, do you know what the N-word is? Those black folks got so upset. And then he said, no, the nuclear word. This is a word you're not allowed to use. And they looked so relieved. I'm like, that was half the fucking comedy of the moment right there. I don't know why they removed that.
I still like that part where he was on the, I think, Theo Vaughn podcast talking about football and how he used to play it when he was in college.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I never really liked playing football. You never knew when some kid from a bad neighborhood was going to come and tackle you really hard.
Right. And everyone's all like, you see, he's racist. And it's all like, no, bad neighborhood means something different nowadays than it did from when Trump was a kid. Because you got to remember, when he was growing up, bad neighborhood meant all kinds of different things, but there's no way that Donald Trump lived in a city where there was actually anybody who wasn't white until he was like a teenager. Simpler times. But yeah, I mean, he came of age when fucking desegregation was like hadn't even fully kicked
Yeah.
in yet. So I don't know why people are like, oh, that means that it was a black kid that he's talking about. I'm like, no, he was probably Italian. Like,
Yeah.
close enough. But kid from a bad neighborhood was like the Polish kid. But yeah, that was a really funny moment. Alright, yeah, I just got a way station notice.
Alright.
And I am, let's see here, 685.
Alright, I'm not too far behind.
So yeah, if you get the way station notice too, then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get waved off, then you'll definitely know that it's...
Oh, a bunch of fucking cars. Oh, I just had to slam the brakes. These cars are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Get off the road. I'm delivering fruit. You guys are delivering... oh, yep.
AIDS.
I got a way station.
Okay.
Alright, no damage still. They still like my driving. Oh, sun's about to come up. So for some reason, I haven't been able to get this truck past the 13th gear. I don't know if this is a different truck that maybe only has 13 gears.
That may be the case, because it's the same with me. Which is kind of a surprise to me, because you know, I'm going 80 miles an hour right now. And I'm like, I really feel like if I could upshift, I probably would have by now.
Yeah. I'm about to hit 82.
Man. It feels nice going 80. Yeah, this is a strong truck right here, because when we did the weigh thing, I'm like, man, I'm like 10,000 heavier than I was in you know, most of the deliveries we were doing last night.
Right.
And just going so much okay. The cop, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to get a ticket, but the speed limit's 8. Let's go.
The speed limit what?
The speed limit's 80.
Okay.
So I was worried I was about to get a ticket because I was going 77, and I'm like, no, I'm fucking under the speed limit. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm doing exactly 81. And it doesn't seem
I'm
like
just so used to...
I don't think I can go past 81.
I'm just so used to seeing a cop and just immediately getting ticketed. Anyway. What's fun is that we've spent so far this entire drive in Texas I just passed under 600 miles remaining to our destination.
Mhm.
And remember, it's almost 1,200 miles. So we've already driven 600 miles in this journey,
Yeah.
and we're still in Texas.
Mm-hmm. And we still have gas, which I doubt is realistic.
Well, no, it is because, like I said, semis have really large fuel tanks.
Mm.
The one we're driving is a really large fuel tank too. And another thing to remember is that typically a long haul delivery truck is going to be running on a diesel engine,
Mm-hmm.
which is way more efficient than regular gasoline.
Hmm.
So you can go really far before you need to fill up, because once you finally do fill up, you know, you're pumping like over $1,000 worth of gas in your truck at once.
Is that going to come out of our
And
pay,
then
or is that part of the job?
that's part of the job expense, because we're driving somebody else's truck. In the instance you'd be driving somebody else's truck, that's, you know, you get a gas card, you know, where the company pays for the fuel because that is their truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be paying for the fuel because that's not your truck, and they're paying you to be just the guy that's driving it. If you owned your own truck, that's when you have to pay for your own gas, but you're getting paid more to compensate for that kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Plus, keep in mind is that also for guys that own their own truck, when they have to pay for their own gas, and that really is a business expense. Plus, then you're getting the IRS standard of, you know, the write-off for however many cents a mile that you drive. So for them, it's way more attractive to have that deduction on your taxes.
Also, my tired meter is getting pretty close to full.
Yeah, same here. What I think's going to happen is maybe when in game time it's around like 8 o'clock or so,
Mm-hmm.
it'll give us a notification that we should get some fuel soon and also stop.
Yeah.
So most fuel up stations in the game that are capable of servicing a truck like ours, especially with as long of a trailer as we have, are also at rest stations.
Okay.
Man, I didn't even realize the speed limit's still 80. I'm going 67. What the hell's wrong with me?
They see me rolling.
Yeah, I just got a notification now you're running out of fuel.
Mm-hmm. So you're probably planning on refueling at the next stop?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this exit. Oh crap, that's not a fuel station, it's just a rest stop. Fuck. Well, that sucks.
Oh, I see you on the map now.
Yeah, I feel pretty stupid because this is just a rest stop area, not a...
Alright. Well,
Not a...
we'll find gas. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Oh god, there was an accident there. Holy shit.
You know what? I'll actually come to a complete stop and impede traffic. I don't care.
I see you. $500 miles. I have not gotten the low fuel notification yet. Maybe I'm using fuel slightly more efficiently than you?
That would be my assumption. Okay, it looks like the next exit
Alright.
would have a fuel station.
I haven't gotten the alert yet, but I'm still going to fuel there because I'm going to need it in a minute here. And a rest station would not be a bad idea either because my guy is about to start getting tired.
Has it yawned yet?
No, but the blue bar is almost full. Okay. Oh, shit! I just hit a car.
It happens.
I don't see... Okay, there we go. Refueling station. Okay, how do I get over there? Sorry, guys, it's my first day.
Lo siento. Oh shit, we're in El Paso. We're really close to Mexico right now. That's what that smell is. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. This guy's a fucking maniac. It's a green light to go straight and to turn left, and this guy just straight up ran the red light to cut across the intersection with two semis making a left turn against him. That is insane.
I forgot to brake for the red light. In my defense, I don't care. Alright, where is the fuel station? There we go.
Your Honor, in my client's defense, Justin Herbert played a terrible game. That's a good point. Oh, man. Yeah, you can tell that this is semi-truck refueling station because look at how massive that pull-in area is. Lucky to stop the engine. E. Press and hold the falling key to fill the fuel tank. Enter.
Alright, it's not my money. Oh man,
Exactly.
that is a lot of fuel, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now we use the rest stop, right?
Yes.
Alright.
$688. Wow.
Your fuel expenses are covered by your employer.
Exactly. That's why I fill the tank up to full. Because I'm like, they would probably want it. Now, because we're in a sleeper, it's my belief that you could just come to a complete stop anywhere that's off of the road and you'd be able to park it and take a nap.
Okay, I'm rested. Alright, we gotta get back to it. I did do a little bit of damage to my truck back there, but I'm not gonna worry about fixing it right now. It was like 2%. Nobody will notice, surely.
barnacles. I don't have the button to go to sleep. Then that means exactly what I was worried about. I have to drive directly into the sleepy thingy.
What's the issue?
I had to drive directly into the sleepy thingy.
Oh. All I had to do was park.
I thought all I had to do was park, but I was wrong.
It was different for me for some reason.
Well, anyway, I get the chance to get out now. Slam. Now it's still Wednesday, and the limit for getting there is Friday.
Oh, we got
we're
it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just got hit by someone. Like, I was making a left turn, and he literally just fucking T-boned me.
You barely even felt it.
Yeah, but I'm like, why? Why on earth?
Did you get a fine or?
Thankfully, no.
Okay,
but,
I was about to
I'm
say
still
that'd be
damaged.
bullshit.
I'm still damaged though, so that upsets me. Just like in real life, I'm stuck at a red light, so I'm reading the needful.
Oh shit! I didn't even see you. Sorry, dude.
I'm back on the freeway. What are you talking about?
Nah, I kind of maybe sort of instigated a little bitty car crash there. It was maybe my fault. I made an oopsie boom boom stinky.
So we call that doing the needful. It's when you cut across 5 lanes of traffic and cause a 16-car pileup. One of the worst massacres ever in this city's history. Please, sir, do not redeem. So there's only 400 miles left to go. Remember, we're still in Texas. 800 miles, we're still in Texas.
What?
Because of the street signs do mention Mexico.
Mhm.
Like, I just passed a sign that said, take this exit to go to Juarez, Mexico. They may eventually do a full-on, like, entirety of North America truck simulator. But that would obviously be a very long time from now. Because this is year 9 of the game's development. And while they have made very impressive progress, they haven't quite made it to the Mississippi River yet.
It could be a while before they finish. I mean,
yes, it more than likely will be. Because once they finish up the continental United States, which would probably be like at least another 5 years, then they do Alaska and Hawaii, They have all of the United States, and then from there, when they do Alaska, would they do, parts of Canada so you could just drive straight up to Alaska? If that was the case, imagine doing a delivery from the Aleutian Islands where you're damn near in Russia, and then going all the way to Miami.
You'd get an achievement for that.
Have to. But just because they put, certain stuff in there doesn't mean all of it's going to be in there.
If you for any reason need to throw on the brakes, please let me know, because I'm right behind you.
Okay.
So if there's like a dead baby right in front of you or something, and you need to suddenly hit the brakes, I need to know about that.
Definitely. Yeah, like in Euro Truck Simulator, which has been in development for much longer than American Truck Simulator, they did put Russia into the game, but it was only like the part of Russia that's actually developed and that people live in, which is Western Russia, up to like the Volga, basically. Not very much more than that. So not even to the Urals. But Russia is essentially the largest country on Earth in terms of just sheer span. So people are like, oh, can you imagine, driving from Vladivostok all the way to Lisbon, Portugal? It's like, man, that would be an absolutely fucking insane drive, but it's not going to happen because they're like, we're not going to put the entirety of Russia in this game. Are you retarded?
Especially not now.
Well, yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, I am having to slow... There actually is a retarded NPC moment. There, it looks like some kind of... I don't know what the fuck's going on. When you get up to it, you'll know what I'm talking about immediately if it's still there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a simulation of real life, and that does happen in real life, so I'm not gonna...
Yeah.
Be critical of it, but... Some people just want to die, man.
Yeah. Now remember, because we're heading to Arizona, we're in New Mexico for a very tiny portion of this drive. But that's why we're in New Mexico now. Hold on, let me see. Right now. Okay. At 376 left, I just passed the sign that said "Welcome to New Mexico." Because that's when the signs are popping up. They're saying stuff like, Las Cruces, Albuquerque, Alamogordo. These are names you would recognize from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Alamogordo is the place where Kim decided to sell feet pics on the internet.
The land of enchantment.
Las Cruces is where Bob Odenkirk forgot to log into his alternate account before he started liking all of Kim Wexler's feet pics.
I love that he actually did that in real life and just decided to, not make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. Because that's the appropriate reaction. Because the humiliating reaction is to do like many guys have done this, but my favorite one is Ray Allen. Where Ray Allen, while he was married, by the way, was cheating on his wife, and instead of DMing a girl, about, just various cringe-inducing phone sex kinds of things, he accidentally just straight up tweeted it out, and his reaction to that was, "Oh, I got hacked." So like, no, you didn't, you fucking goofy clown.
It's like the people who think that the search bar on Facebook is the status bar.
Yeah. I was reading a great Steve Saylor post yesterday where he was talking about Joe DiMaggio. Because someone had brought up, just the sheer fucking insanity of women. And he was like, one of my favorite stories about this was Joe DiMaggio when he was married to Marilyn Monroe. She said, "Joe, you don't understand. You just don't know what it's like to have 10,000 people in a stadium cheering for you." because she had just performed at the USO show with Bob Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe just kind of stared at her for a few seconds. He was like, "Yes, I do." You don't understand what it's like to have 10,000 people in a stadium all cheering for you at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like, yeah, I have no idea what that's like.
Did she know what he did? Did she know what his profession was?
Yeah, honestly, probably not. She famous for being, peak retarded woman. And, the only thing she knew was that he was famous. A lot of people knew who he was and that he had a lot of money. Honestly. Yankees? What's that? A new type of stock?
So Carrie Underwood is going to perform at Trump's inauguration in 1 week. And they posted a picture of her on the Calvin Coolidge Project's Twitter account. And she looks fucking awful. Like, something is wrong with her face.
Well, now I gotta check it out after we turn this in.
Mm-hmm. I'll send you the tweet.
300 miles. 316, woo.
I'm at 321. So, just a few miles behind.
I'm literally flooring it, but I can't exceed 70. We are on an upward incline, though, so that would explain it. Yeah, we're leveling out. 73, 74, 92, 107. There we go.
You're playing...
That's...
Remember Big Rigs over the road racing?
I was aware of it.
Yeah, I mean,
played it.
I don't think anyone ever actually played it. It was almost impossible to get. Have you ever played a flight simulator game like Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Yes.
I imagine that carries similar appeal to a game like this.
Especially now.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Okay. I think we're getting close to Arizona now. I'm very close to Phoenix. Surprisingly, it's Tucson that's on the signs and not Phoenix.
Oh shit.
Even though...
Oh, come on, guys.
What?
I'm complete bumper to bumper. Everybody stop because I don't know, but I am in bumper to bumper right now.
Oh man, sorry to hear that. Way station coming up. I got the bypass, and you are now officially in Arizona. And you know what? I actually believe I recognize this area. Because I remember driving through New Mexico to Arizona. And I'm like, yeah, this place looks familiar. In fact, that's how I knew Arizona was near. Wow. Also, I like that touch. I really didn't think they'd do that. The fucking computer-generated traffic actually has accurate license plates. Because this guy, even though he's driving into Arizona right now, he has New Mexico plates. You can actually see it's got the fucking right colors and everything. That's amazing.
You can bypass. Okay, cool. Good, because they'd probably notice the damage on my truck if they did, which, you know.
At 205, I just passed some cops, so
Yeah,
I was going 3 over. They didn't find me, so.
All right. I'm not even going over at all, so I'm probably going to be fine no matter what.
Yeah. Keep in mind, man, in California, the speed limit for trucks 100% of the time throughout the entire state is 55.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a bunch of pointless regulation.
And that's the whole point, is that there's nothing but a shitload of pointless regulation in California. So that's why no one obeys the law, because nothing bad happens to you if you don't obey the law and no one else is obeying it. And there's so many different laws and regulations that if you just act normally, you're going to break something. That's not healthy for a society. Says that laws are only there to punish actual citizens. So if they find out that a guy's illegal, they just let him go. For instance, I don't know if you've been reading the news reports, but the illegal that they arrested for starting the Kenneth Fire. Now, the big one that everyone's hearing about that burned down, you know, the Hollywood Hills and like Mel Gibson's house and everything else.
Right.
That's the Palisades Fire. But there's another fire, the Kenneth Fire, and that one was started by an illegal immigrant with a blowtorch, and they arrested that guy with a blowtorch on him. And they're all like, he was arrested for a probation violation. It wasn't because of the fires. Meanwhile, the initial reports of him being arrested were he was being arrested in suspicion of having something to do with arson and starting the fires, and he was arrested with a blowtorch on his person. I'm sure that's all just a fantastic coincidence, even though, you know, here we are now days later when they're given his name, and they're like, oh, well, it didn't have anything to do with the fires, guys. Just trust me on that one. But, yeah, he's an illegal alien, and the belief from the federal authorities who had said this is that ICE had requested that they keep him on hold so that they can have him deported. But the federal authorities do not believe that California will respect that because California is a sanctuary state. And I'm all like, this guy just contributed to hundreds of billions of dollars of property damage. And he burnt down the homes of some of the people who are rich enough to literally get away with murder. And you're literally just going to let that guy go? That is a... Wow.
Sounds like a recipe for vigilante justice.
Well, that's the thing that I'm really concerned about, because I'm all like, look, you cannot, for this long a period of time, tell people that there won't be punishment for crime. Because eventually it just pisses the populace off enough that vigilantism starts to skyrocket. And do you really think that people are just going to be satisfied with, well, I performed a citizen's arrest and we held him under watch for like a month? No, vigilantism means they're either going to beat the living shit out of him and cause life-altering injuries, or they're going to fucking kill him. Like, there's no middle ground here. That's why vigilantism is bad, and it's not something that a society should encourage. Because the only kind of justice the mob's gonna perform is they're just gonna kill you. And yet that's exactly what the government is trying to endorse and create right now by creating a lawless state and special protected classes of citizens where nothing bad happens to them no matter what kind of heinous shit they did. You know, like you look at the people of the United Kingdom and the way that the government is just completely dropping the ball with the sex scandal, grooming gangs, and slavery and all the other shit that's going on over there that the Packies are doing. And you're just telling people, oh, well, that sucks, but, you know, it's part and parcel. That's just what you have to live with when you're here in the UK. You know, and Parliament votes no, rejecting an investigation into the whole thing. I'm like, okay, so, you know, you're telling the dads of all these daughters that they have literally nothing to lose by just killing every brown person they see. So when that starts happening, are you going to be surprised?
Right.
That's some insane shit, man. I can't believe they would think that that was a productive thing to do and to create in their society.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Man. So it's almost 3 p.m. and there's no gridlock traffic on this freeway.
Oh yeah, that's the one good thing. And the developers have said, they're like, now look, of course in a simulator, the most simulator thing that we could do, you know, the most realistic thing we could do would be to add commuter traffic and traffic jams and all this other stuff. But that would be a miserable experience for the player.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, so if you want to create mods that have big traffic jams, you know, we understand it, but like that would be awful for the player experience. We can't. We don't want to put that in. Not only that, but when you factor in, you know, the difference between game time and like how real life is going, you know,
Right.
traffic jam, it's you know, you'd be stuck in the traffic jam for in game like 6 hours. It'd be awful.
Which does occasionally happen in real life, I guess.
God.
I like having my balls kicked.
That story I told about the job I was working in LA where it synced up with the commuter traffic
Yeah.
and I was stuck in traffic for 4 hours. I literally only did that once because when I realized I was going to have to drive home for 4 hours every day, I said, not me, and I quit on the spot. As soon as I got home, I called and let him know. And I'm like, it took me 4 hours to drive home. He's like, 4 hours? God damn. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming in tomorrow or ever again. He's all like, I don't blame you. That was it.
Yeah.
So, like, if it was 6 hours, I wouldn't have even waited until I got home. I would have called him in the middle of the traffic jam and be like, yeah, it's going to take me another 3 hours to get home, and I've already been here for 3 hours. Jesus. All right, Phoenix discovered. Finally, my exit. Let's go. Wow, that's actually a lot of cars at this exit, which I did not expect. Holy crap, I think that's actually a Tesla. Sure as hell looks like it. It does not have the logo because they don't have the rights to it, but that is 100% a Tesla. That is the exact model.
You mean like the fucking Tesla refrigerator thingy?
The people. No, the actual car.
So it's not the Cybertruck?
Behind. No, not the side. You know this. I don't know how Elon does with retarded naming scheme, but you know the small one that everybody drives.
Ah.
I 100,000,000% recognize that. It literally even has the same brake light pattern. you know?
Mhm.
But it doesn't have the logo because they wouldn't have the rights to that, but that is obviously a Tesla. No other car looks like that. Right down to the brake light pattern, they perfectly modeled it in the game. They just don't have the rights to it. So they don't have the logo on there. But they
Mhm.
do have Teslas. That's the first one I've seen. And it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it too, because that's the first Tesla that I've seen, and we're in Arizona right now for the first time. And the only other places that we've been driving has been Arkansas and Texas
Mhm.
and Oklahoma. So it would make sense that those areas are not filled with Tesla drivers. While I'm sure there are plenty of people who drive Teslas in Texas. Texas is just so huge that you don't really see it.
Right.
Probably means you driving in California, you fucking constantly see Teslas, because that's what I do. See Teslas all the time, every day.
I'm gonna need to take a break after this parking, by the way.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. It's been quite a long time.
Wow, we actually managed to shave like over an hour off of the expected time.
I keep forgetting how long this trailer is.
I told you to buy the figure.
Yeah, I can't even do a manual parking because the trailer's so long I can't fit it in there. Oh, man. Okay, I gained 2 levels for that. Let's go. Yeah, that was supposed to be an 1,100-mile drive, but it says driven distance 1,015. We must have somehow taken a shortcut or something.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 2 level up. Alright, I have maximum long distance, which means I can now do deliveries anywhere. I can do the longest possible routes. Let's go. Yeah. My upgrades from now are going to be to unlock new kinds of cargo to transport. Because I don't know why, but I just really want to drive and deliver the gasoline. That's
If
I
you
want
feel
to
like you're
drive
in
the
Mad
big,
Max,
yes, the big cylinder tanker. From now on, you can purchase your own trailers. Oh, that's cool. Trailers can be stored in your chosen garage. They can be used by your drivers to increase profits. But you can use your own trailer too, because I've seen this. You can go into a map and select specific kinds of cargo that you want to be transporting, so that you can haul your own trailer because you own the trailer, and you can have them loaded up for you. So if you're like, you know what, they're not offering enough jobs that are delivering gasoline, you can just go directly to a fuel refinery that has the gasoline and be like, they need it here, so I'm transporting the diesel. Let's go. And I can call myself Diesel. Yeah.
right?
I'll take a
I'm up
break.
to level 5. So I didn't get the 2 levels, I only got the 1. So I can only do up to 2,500.
That's still a lot.
Hmm. All right. All right, I'm back.
Was watching a really funny video earlier today
Mhm.
where this guy's working at a vape shop, it looks like, and he had two guys who were very likely to be undercover cops came into his store.
Mhm.
Not at the same time, but just it was really funny because they were trying to claim they weren't undercover cops, but when they come in, they both recognize each other and they say hey, and then they're all oh man, I haven't seen you. Where you working today? Yeah, I'm working. They're like, oh, where you working out of? Oh yeah, I'm doing. I'm over here now. And oh, that's great. So then after that, the clerk's like, oh, you guys know each other? He's like, oh yeah. I'm just looking for you guys. Got any illegal product right here?
Mhm.
And the guy's like, no, we don't sell that. He's like, this other guy literally just asked for that 30 seconds ago. And he's like, oh, really? Wow. And he's like, and you guys know each other? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, we're just acquaintances. And he's like, oh, acquaintances, really? It was really funny.
That's pretty good.
So it was like, you guys got your badges? It's like, no, we're not cops, bro. It's like, both of you get the fuck out right now. It was really funny.
All right. Okay, so whatever we do next, let's do something shorter. I
Yeah.
may need to drive my dad somewhere in the near future, so I don't want to get stuck into something that I can't, get out
Yeah,
of.
no problem. I'll keep that in mind. No problem.
Anyway, I sent you a tweet.
I'll check it out after the next thing. Anyway, pray for me. I got on the 17th, they're going to do a phone interview to review my employment or unemployment claim.
Okay.
If it goes good, then they'll actually pay me the thing.
Okay.
And, I need money. But if it doesn't go good, then they'll say that I don't have a justified claim and they'll cancel it and I won't get anything.
All right.
And then I will say many racist things. Because imagine that. Anyway. Find a good short one. Hey, how about that? Odessa, Texas to Oakland, California. You want to do that one? That's 1,500 miles. I'm just fucking with you. Oklahoma to Idaho, goddamn.
Wow, a lot of people are really butthurt that Carrie Underwood is performing at Trump's inauguration. There's a lot of Maldives.
Yeah, because they've convinced themselves that no one should like Trump.
Mhm.
And anytime they remind many people are not complete fucking retards, they just screech and screech and screech. They're like, no, Everyone was supposed to hate him. No. All right. So here's a 200-mile route, Phoenix, Arizona to El Centro, California.
All right. Bring it out.
Of course, the portrayal of California is not accurate to real life. If you drive to Los Angeles in this game, it is not on fire.
That would be a very amusing.
Oh, sweet, it's raining. Is it raining for YouTube?
Yes.
Forgot to turn my engine on. We're delivering fertilizer. I am surprised that we didn't need a hazmat for this.
So is it dead bodies?
No, just plain old regular cow poop. But because of the extremely high methane content, in addition to other chemicals and such, fertilizer is highly explosive
Mm-hmm.
and is the foundation for many various explosives. That's why I was surprised that we didn't need a special license or anything in order to drive this around, because I'm all like, if we crashed into something carrying this load at 80 miles an hour and it started a fire, there would be a pretty big kaboom. Oh, fuck.
You okay?
Yeah, the roads are slick. I wasn't able to stop in time.
Hmm.
And that's a nice representation of real life. Surprised that so many of our deliveries are at night, too.
I like it though.
Yeah,
If I were a trucker, I'd want to be on the road at night when no one else is.
same. It just makes it harder to sleep, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not that sleeping during the day is all that hard, but, imagine if you were in a sleeper cab instead. You'd have the noise of everything that's going on outside bothering you. Holy fuck. I am lagging like shit exactly when I'm trying to get onto the on-ramp. This is not a good time to be lagging.
Huh. I've had no issues.
I don't know.
Hey, Santi, what's up?
Might be the rain. I don't know.
Confirmation hearings start tomorrow.
Oh, cool. I just knocked down a sign.
Did you get a fine?
No, it just damaged my trailer. Confirmation for what?
Confirmation hearings start tomorrow for everyone. It's a 3-day process.
Or?
Trump's cabinet.
Okay.
So, like, I think the first day, like 4 or 5 people, then the next day it's 4 or 5 people, and then the next day it's 4 or 5 people. Also, Biden's approval rating is now lower than Trump's was 4 years ago. After January 6th, Trump's approval rating was higher than Biden's is right now. It's
Man,
staggering.
yeah. Remember when Biden was saying that he was going to make a bunch of speeches in his remaining time in office about his legacy? Yeah, you should talk about that. Happy January 6th, miss indeed. No matter how much they clutched their pearls over the violent protesters being led through the velvet ropes in Statuary Hall. No matter how much they clutched their pearls over that, Biden is actually less popular right now than Trump was at that point. That is hilarious.
I still wonder if maybe the stuff that happened in 2020 was beneficial to Trump, made him more popular. I've talked about this before, but the modus operandi for politicians in America who feel like they got screwed in an election is to say they got screwed and then not do anything about it. Like, you know, Hillary Clinton wrote a book about how she thought she got screwed, but she didn't actually do anything about it at the time. Stacey Abrams.
Other than look into the Oval Office and shake her head when she got that medal a few weeks back.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Maybe that's the worst of both worlds. Where it's like you deny the results of the election, but then you also don't do anything to, like, protest it. It's better to do one or the other.
Right. Because it just shows people that you're a worm. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, you fucking AI idiot! Oh my god, I had to off-road it. The AI did not respect the fact that I was coming and he tried to pull out in front of me. Oh my god.
Well, he would have deserved his fate, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, I'm fine though. But anyway, yeah. It's really crazy because, like, the thing about people is that when things are going good for them, they very, very quickly forget about all the times when things were bad. But when things are bad, their memory improves very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where they start remembering shit from a long time ago that they had long since forgotten about when things were good. So, you know, when things are good, people are like, oh man, this guy Trump, he's so stupid. And then he leaves office, and then, you know, Biden's so much fucking worse, and everyone's like, dude, oh my god, life is fucking awful. Remember all that shit that happened that I should have remembered last?
Right.
Jesus.
Like, I will say on a, you know, just a philosophical level, I got screwed and I'm going to try everything I can to do something about it does make more sense than I got screwed, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Especially when the stakes are as high as a presidential election.
Right. You know? Like when Obama starts lecturing black men for not doing enough to support Kamala to defeat the evil Hitler. And then they go to Jimmy Carter's funeral. They're at a funeral, for God's sake, and they're fucking yucking it up together.
Mhm.
That's all like, well, I guess Obama didn't think he was Hitler after all. People are scum. So, you know, if you think that guy screwed you, and you're going to talk about how that guy screwed you, and then you're not going to do anything about it, what the hell are you saying to your supporters? Oh my God, this guy is Hitler, and since he won, democracy is dead. Now, excuse me while I turn my back and then I start laughing at him when I think that you're not looking. Or laughing with him when I think you're not looking, sorry. And, you know, we're going to act like we're best buds and everything. But I'm not going to try to challenge the results of this election at all, even though I think that it's going to be the last election because I said that this guy's Hitler and he's going to install a dictatorship. I don't know how leftists are able to, like, function right now. You'd figure they'd be in peak meltdown territory over this.
Generally speaking, I feel like they've just been kind of very accepting of their fate. They're just kind of like waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. They're completely demoralized. They'll be able to tell when we hit California because the speed limit will suddenly drastically change.
Yeah, I'm at 55 right now.
Yeah. I just saw a sign for Yuma, so I'm like right there on the border.
Agricultural inspection ahead.
Because we are delivering... Well, we're delivering fertilizer. What does that have to do with agriculture? I mean, I know that fertilizer is used for agriculture, of course, but an agricultural inspection wouldn't apply to fertilizer. It'd be a chemical inspection. I don't know. Man, you're way ahead of me, though. I just got to Yuma, Arizona.
Mm-hmm. All right, inspection finished. That took literally 4 seconds. Yeah, I saw Donovan Solano, Santi. He's like old. He's good, but he's old. Oh, I see. Okay, I had to do the weigh station and I had to do the agricultural inspection.
Oh my goodness. Oof. So wait, who's old?
A player the Mariners just signed. Okay,
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that the Seahawks pick comes up in the draft. Cam Ward is still on the board. Would you want them to draft him?
Oh, easily. At that point, like, well, here's the thing. If he falls that far, that implies he did something really, really stupid in the last few months, like murder somebody.
Well, you sit there and say that, but Larry Tunsil fell in the draft because of the stupid gas mask bong thing that he created.
Right. The thing is, though, that wouldn't happen now. That was a product of that era. Like, nowadays, in order to fall in the draft like that, you'd have to do something terrible off-field. Like, I'd have to know what caused him to fall, but on the face of it, yes. I think I would do that pretty easily.
Right. I was like, I forget what it was that Jalen Carter did that made him fall.
It was a few different things. It was the, he was involved in, like, he was doing street racing and somebody got killed. So he didn't kill him, but he was involved in it, and then his pro day was really bad.
Fair enough. What if, see, I already forgot the guy's name, so it makes it even funnier that he did what he did. for the notoriety, because I already forgot his fucking name. But who is that guy? The gay guy that made a big deal about him being gay, so he got drafted by the Rams.
Oh, Michael Sam.
There you go. So yeah, what if what happens for Cam Ward is that some footage comes out of him going full Anthony Davis?
Well, he'd fit right in Seattle, so I guess I couldn't say no at that point.
Exactly. It's like anytime a guy gets arrested for something, he fits right in Miami. God. Speaking of Miami sports, it looks like the Jimmy Butler saga is getting even more hilarious. Reports were coming out that he's been dissatisfied with the franchise ever since in the offseason of 2023. After we lost in the finals, we basically lost everybody.
Yeah.
But that was always going to happen because those guys were all free agents because we signed them on minimum deals because no other team had picked them up. And then they balled out on our finals run. We didn't have the cap space to sign these guys to the kinds of deals they got. Like, dude, Struth got fucking paid, man. And Jimmy's like, oh, man, but Struth was like my brother. He was, making a huge deal about he and Struth were so close. But it's like Miami, literally, there was no possible way that they would have had the cap to sign him unless they gave Hero away for nothing in a cap dump.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just be bitching about how could they let Hero go and all this other kind of shit.
Well, a lot of these NBA players are probably not very good at math, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure the case. But yeah, it's really funny that came out because oh crap. My game lagged really hard to the point where I stopped hearing sound. I thought that the game might have crashed for me. It did not. But while it was lagged out like that, I continued driving. So that was very scary. Anyway,
how many miles away are you, by the way?
I'm really close. 3 miles. I just got off the freeway.
Okay, I'm a little ahead of you, but we'll be seeing each other soon.
Yeah, I see you on the map. But yeah, Jimmy's just stupid as hell. Like, really, he's pitching a fit because, and that's another. By the way, that's another fucking reason we lost all our guys, is because we needed to keep the cap space free and clear so that we could afford to get Lillard, which that was the move we were trying to make. And he's, oh, I can't believe they let my guys go. It's like, you stupid motherfucker. Like, I can't believe this guy. Because, like, if you really think about it, he did something so stupid this year. Because he's been healthy, like, he never actually got injured. He was just gold bricking, pretending to be sick because, he was mad at the team. And all this other kind of shit. It's like, bro, if you declined your player option, you'd be a free agent this summer. If you really want to leave that badly, and you really want a max contract with somebody else, like a long-term deal, and Miami's not giving it to you, why don't you just shut up, do everything you can to play more than 70 games, ball out as hard as you possibly can, and then sign with somebody else with no hard feelings in the off-season? Instead, he's just going to Caleb Martin himself. Remember when Caleb got offered an amazing deal by Miami and he turned it down because he thought he'd get more somewhere else?
Right.
He left like millions and millions of dollars on the table to go sign a shittier deal with Philadelphia because they were the only team that would take him. And it was already too late because he declined his option to stay in Miami. So he was forced to take a worse deal because even if he wanted to go back to Miami at that point, on his hands and knees, Pat wouldn't have been able to pay him the same amount of money he was going to get if he just accepted his option. What a fucking stupid bastard. All these guys, man. And I don't get it because I'm like, look, there's always stupid people doing stupid things. But why is it right now everybody doing something stupid's got to do it in Miami? Can't they do it somewhere else? Oh, Jesus. Wow. I didn't expect we'd be delivering to an actual farm, and I don't know why I didn't expect that because we're literally hauling fertilizer.
All right. I leveled up.
Good job.
Now I can do drives of any distance I desire.
Cool. So, next time we go, we'll do a crazy long distance one.
All right, I have time for one more short one.
When exactly do you gotta go?
I don't know is the thing, right? I might be taking my dad to pick his car up, but he doesn't know if or when the car will be ready to be picked up.
Fair enough. What if he was mistaken as it being like tomorrow or something? Do you just stay?
Yeah, that's possible too. Unlikely, I would estimate, but
Okay, let me see here. I can borrow up to $500,000. Nice. Wish that was true IRL. I would take out a $500,000 loan and immediately declare bankruptcy and ruin my life forever. Based. Alright. Wow. Want to drive from Dallas to Waco for $500? Literally one red light violation fee would be more than the fucking payout.
I mean,
Oh, man.
we could, I guess. I mean, there's no law against it.
It's 98 miles. $1.73 a mile. Holy shit. Oh man, that's really funny.
Well, make sure we know where all the gas stations are. We're going to have to stop for fuel a lot.
Exactly. I'm just laughing because of the small amount of the payout, because like literally a single red light violation would be more than fucking payout of the job.
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, I'm sorry, you tried to do a turn on red, but we decided for whatever reason to penalize you for that. So there's all your money. Oops. All right. Here's one that's the same distance, but they're not paying out a retarded amount of money for it.
Honestly, we don't even need the truck for that one. We just need to like pick it up and carry it on foot.
Yeah. I mean, it's in Texas. You just hire 500 Mexicans to throw it.
Mm-hmm. We'd reach more people if we yelled out of a moving bus.
Exactly. What's the fastest way to the Santa Monica Freeway? And don't call me again. Here we go. Phoenix to Camp Verde, Arizona. It's actually less distance than that hilariously small payout, but 6 times the payout value. That is... wow. And we're doing fertilizer again. All right. Just call me Timothy McVeigh. Wow. This area is so well lit that I thought it was daytime when we loaded in, and then I turned to the left and I'm like, oh, it's pitch black outside. Oh, it's 2:47 a.m.
So, once we get to the point where we have our own trucks and stuff, will it be like we're both driving for the same company? Or are we just basically two completely different drivers that happen to be playing on all the same maps? How does it work exactly?
We have our own companies.
Mhm.
When you're doing a convoy, you're just, sharing the job. So the thought process would be that they needed two drivers, and since we know each other and we're close friends, even though we have our own separate businesses, we just both volunteered for the same job, but they needed multiple drivers for it.
Mhm.
By the way, we've got another gigalong trailer in case you didn't know. Oh my god.
What's wrong?
AI in my way.
Mhm.
This is the most damage my truck's ever been already. Because the trailers are super long, so I adjusted the camera angle so I'd be able to get out properly, and then they just zoomed at me. Yeah, okay. So that's 2 crash offenses. I'm already in the hole $1,200 on this job, so it's a good thing we didn't take that $500 payout.
What's the payout on this one?
$3,000.
All right, we can still come out on top.
Exactly. I mean, these jobs, the whole point is not to make money. The point is to get the experience to upgrade yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the real money makers are the long haul things, and that's what you get for the distance.
And we might
Now
do
that
one
we
of
can
those
take-
tonight.
Yeah. Now that we can take any distance job, like the super long haul ones, they're like, oh yeah, here you go. I'm sitting there like, if that was anything representative to real life, because like the $500 one, $1.73 a mile, that made sense. It's a 90-some mile delivery. If that was a consistent thing, I could definitely imagine, that being a regular job and a pretty sweet gig. $500 a day. I could definitely understand that. But if it was representative of real life, oh hey, here's a long haul drive, if you want to do from like Idaho to Texas, this drive here, and then the payout is like $40,000. I'm like, sign me the fuck up. Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine just doing that route 3 times a year. There you go, 120,000, and you only had to work 3 times a year.
I mean, there's that one job of like the guy whose job is to change the light bulb at the top of this one cell tower in a place in Europe. And it's so hard to get up there, he gets paid a ridiculous amount just to make that climb, change the bulb, and come down. Like, that's basically most of his job, but, who else is going to fucking do it?
Yeah. I've seen jobs like that, yeah. Special cell tower repairmen that they gotta climb that test like a 500-foot climb.
Mm-hmm.
Up the ladder and then down again. And then of course there's no actual like working space area. You're just still on the fucking ladder while you're repairing the thing. It's like, oh, oops, I accidentally dropped my screwdriver. Better.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I would assume that stuff is like connected via chain to your tool belt or something.
Yeah, if I had to do that job, absolutely, I would have. Because at that point, you'd be wearing a harness. Because there's no fucking way I'd be climbing that high up without a harness. Holy shit. But yeah, at that point, I would just have everything attached to me with some kind of lanyard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I remember the most insane job like that I'd ever seen, that I thought was cool as fuck, and I wished I could do it, was people who are handling extremely high voltage electrical cables out in the wilderness somewhere. Like we're talking power lines that are several hundred feet up in the air, and you know hundreds of thousands of volts pumping through those wires. So the way to access them was to fly up in a helicopter, and then use a very special tool to disengage the thing. Because remember, there's no way that you could actually turn the power off. So when you're fucking with the thing, it's just like,
Right.
oh god. Alright, I missed my turn, so I decided to be really funny about this one, and I'm reversing on the highway. I've created a traffic jam. I have been shown who is the boss. But, yeah, that shit was crazy. Because imagine, being the pilot who's got to fly out to this thing and then hover while another guy is handling the cables, and so much electricity is being pumped through those cables that if he fucks up at any time for any reason, the massive arc could go hit the helicopter, and the sheer power running through that much electricity, if the arc made contact with the helicopter, you'd fucking explode immediately. I'm like, everybody in that helicopter has insanely huge balls. Like, I miss it. So I was correct, this is the collision-free zone. Yay!
I can't get this one right. Whatever. Very nice.
Yeah, that's the problem with the double trailer like that, is that if you hadn't gotten it perfectly dead on the first time, then you're just fucked.
Right.
Like, you can't really fix it.
Okay, how much are trucks? Like
You can get
at least 100,000.
well, there's also a used truck dealer.
That's what I'm looking at.
You could get like shittier ones.
Yeah, even those are still about $100,000. The truck dealer.
Yeah, I'm looking at used trucks. They got one that's 24,000 miles, 5-star condition, 89,000. For a Peterbilt day cab that looks like a hunk of crap. But that's the thing, you get that, and then you blah blah blah, upgrade it yourself with new accessories and stuff like that. But if you wanted to buy something new, the good thing about getting something new is not only is it new, it's not doesn't have any kind of flaws, but you can also upgrade it to get a custom purchase. But yeah, it's gonna be more expensive. But if you got a humongous loan, you could get those things.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the session. I think that's going to do it for me for now.
That's fine.
All right.
Nice. I gotta be level 11 to get a gas tank.
All right. Be back later, guys.